Why is Finland finishing first? It's no secret that the U.S. is behind in public education despite the country's power and wealth. Why are European countries so far ahead of the U.S. in terms of education? Is the funding and requirement of second languages in these countries the greatest factor for success? How does the emphasis on English fluency factor into the great success of Finnish public education, which is ranked #1 in the world? Firstly, it is important to consider the historical background of language and education in Finland. Though the country regained independence from Russia 100 years ago, the two official languages are Finnish and Swedish, while many Finns today also speak English fluently. The post-war era in Finland gave rise to equal educational opportunities, and German was still the predominant second or third language until the 60s. This is not so different as in the United States, in which German education was once highly valued. In the article Perspectives from Finland, Educational Voices, Takari writes that the era gave rise to new social ideas and policies. Understanding why education has become one of the trademarks of Finland is difficult without examining these post-war political and social developments. By the 1970s, there was significant change in Finnish society which involved the influence of English. McCooley writes in the article Speaking English in Finnish Content-Based Classrooms that this development mirrors the increasing influence and visibility of English in other spheres of life. The 60s and 70s were decades during which profound changes took place in the structures of Finnish society, as a country which had been largely dependent on agriculture rapidly became more urban and industrialized. As elsewhere in the world, modernization of society had gone hand in hand with the growing influence of English. By the 1980s, Finland began using content and language integrated learning. This is enrichment bilingual education, or simply learning through foreign language. Arlen writes in the article School External Factors in Finnish Content and Language Integrated Learning Programs that Finland has seen a steady interest in programs which offer teaching and learning through foreign language and English in particular. This idea can also be seen as a response to increasing internationalization of economy and losing children's self-confidence. This idea is prevalent throughout Europe, and in Finland it is not seen as an elite school phenomenon. Emphasis is placed on exposure to the foreign language in a naturalistic and meaningful way, while still providing input in the mother tongue. There are clear benefits for the use of content and language integrated learning in Finland. According to ILO, Finnish students achieve equal or better results in non-language subjects and in their native language due to the program. According to CLIL and the article Content and Language Integrated Learning, Achievement Levels and Effective Factors, students who have attended immersion have demonstrated even better performance than those who have studied in their native language alone. Studies conducted in Spain and Taiwan have focused on immersion of students' success in a foreign language, their mother tongue, and mathematics. These students demonstrate strong motivation to learn in general, including the learning of foreign languages despite some low self-esteem in relation to that of students not in these classes. Students in content and language integrated learning still want to achieve more external goals. In Finland, students have a high exposure to foreign media, in particular English. Half of the television programs shown in Finland are in a foreign language, along with subtitles. Opportunities for reading in foreign languages like English are abundant in a variety of media formats. So, if the integration of a second language is helping students in Finland, Why isn't the U.S. following their lead? Consider the great power of the U.S. as well as the power of the English language throughout the world. The United States once placed more value on linguistic diversity or bilingualism. There was prominence of the German language in all levels of schooling, including primary, secondary, and university. In Finland, learning the German language as an additional language was essentially replaced with English due to globalization. Although the use of content and language integrated learning is certainly a factor for success, the religious and cultural support of minority students in Finland is also a factor. The Freedom of Religion Act allows for Finns or immigrants who are Muslim to receive support in the public schools. According to Rasan in the article Developing Religious Identities of Muslim Students in the Classroom, a case study from Finland, they declare religious identity in the U.S. for minority students due to the September 11th attacks. While in Finland, there is development and support for identity. Rasan states, in this manner, the concept of choice does not refer to a process of reflecting on and revising material from different religious beliefs and lifestyles. It is understood as a choice of commitment enabled by the ascribed religious identity. The Muslim adolescents interviewed in Finland moved on to this stage when increased awareness of their minority status created a need to maintain their religious identities. The choice they made was about regarding religious identity as their primary social identity. Additionally, the teacher of the observed course considered the Finnish system of religious education in itself supportive of the identity development process. He thought it was an important experience for students representing minority religions to be able to talk about their own religion at school. The fact that society offers Islamic education guarantees the rights of pupils to be proud of their own religion. He wanted students to understand that there is no contradiction between being a Finn and being a Muslim. These thoughts are widely shared by the teachers of Islam in Finland. Overall, the fact that these opportunities are offered by the society helps the students integrate their religious and language identities with their identities as Finnish citizens. Is English fluency ultimately the greatest factor for the success of Finland's school system? While English certainly plays a role in the use of content and language integrated learning, there are so many factors to consider, such as teacher preparation programs, the high value Finnish society places on teachers, cultural differences, and support from minority students. According to an online Smithsonian article, 93% of Finns graduate from academic or vocational high schools, while almost 18 percentage points higher than the U.S. 66% of Finns go on to higher education, which is the highest rate in the EU. Yet Finland spends about 30% less per student than the United States.